Sri Matre Namaha, Guru Kataksham Ambalanugraham Paripurnam. Every mantra we chant, every puja we perform, every scripture that we read has reached us because there is a parampara that is preserving it. And Guru Purnima is the day where we offer our gratitude, bow down to this unbroken stream of grace, which is Guru Parampara. Guru Purnima, which is on 29th July 2026 this year, celebrated as Guru Purnima because it is the Jayanti, the birthday of Veda Vyasa, and that's the reason it's called as Guru Purnima or Vyasa Purnima or Vyasa Jayanti. Think about it for a moment. Every time we chant the Vedas, we read Bhagavad Gita, we listen to the Puranas, we are benefiting from the work of this one extraordinary Guru. It is Bhagavan Veda Vyasa who compiled the Vedas and divided into 4 parts. It was Veda Vyasa who composed Mahabharata and compiled the Puranas, 18 Puranas. It was he who revealed the Brahma Sutra. Without Veda Vyasa, the sacred knowledge that we are cherishing today might not have reached us. That is why every year on this full moon day of Ashada is celebrated as Vyasa Purnima or Guru Purnima. Before Vedavyasa became Vedavyasa, he was known as Krishna Dvaipayana. And Krishna Dvaipayana's father, Parashara, was a Srividya Upasaka. Parashara initiated Vedavyasa, Krishna Dvaipayana, to Srividya Upasana. He instructed him to worship Ambal, to perform penance, to seek Ambal's grace. And after Vedavyasa entered into deep meditation, Shakti awakening happened, and he was brimming with that energy that he went on to compile the Vedas, then compiled the Puranas, and then went on to compose the epic Mahabharata. That's how, after compiling Vedas, he was known as Vedavyasa. And there is an eternal Guru Parampara system that is flowing through the sacred stream as per the Srividya tradition. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. This shlokam everyone knows, which is to offer our namaskarams to the Guru. But here, this shloka reveals Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwarah. Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, Guru is Maheshwara. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Now, in the first stanza, there is Brahma. In the second stanza, it is Param Brahma, which means the ultimate truth. And that is revealed by Shri Guru, Shri Gurave Namaha. The Shri Guru, Shri is the ultimate knowledge, and that knowledge is Shri Vidya. And for that Shri Vidya tradition, there is a Guru Parampara, which I am going to walk you through in this video. Let us understand our Guru Parampara. In Shri Vidya's tradition, the Guru Parampara is not viewed Gurus as no random list, but it is a sacred river of wisdom flowing through 3 important streams, which is known as Divyauga, Siddhauga, Manavauga. Auga means a continuous flow, a current. So Divyauga is the divine flow, divine stream. Siddhauga is the stream of, the rishis, the sages. Manavauga is the human lineage. So just as a river begins in the mountains and gradually flows through, nourishing the places that it is going through, the villages, the fields, similarly the wisdom of Shri Vidya, Shaktam, begins in the divine realm, flows through the sages, the rishis, and finally reaches the humanity through the gurus. So without this uninterrupted flow, Shri Vidya would never have reached us. So I'm going to walk you through that Guru Parampara, which is the very foundation of the Shaktam, the Shri Vidya path. So let us understand, and at the end, I will also be giving you a small ritual that you can perform to your Guru. So let us understand the 3 streams, the augas: Divyauga, Siddhauga, Manavauga. Divyauga is the divine. Now in this, For Srividya Sampradaya, Srividya tradition, the guru, the first guru is Ambal herself. Mata Lalitambika herself is the first guru because she is the very embodiment of knowledge. She is Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. She is both the goal, the destination, and she is a journey. So she is the both. Ultimate purpose of Srividya is, it is not just worshipping Ambal, it is awakening her presence within ourselves. That's what I call as Shakti awakening. So the first guru is Mata Lalitambika herself. Let us bow down to Ambal, offer our gratitude for giving this opportunity to chant her Nama, to know about her, and we are able to manifest anything and everything that we want with her grace. So that is the first guru. The second guru, actually I will say again the first guru, Adi Guru, is Lord Shiva as Dakshinamurti. So Shiva and Shakti become the first guru and they form the Divyogha, the stream of divine. So here in Divyogha, the source of the Sri Vidya, the source of all the traditions, all the lineages is through Divyogha. The Guru is not a human being, the Guru is divine consciousness itself. This is where the knowledge of Sri Vidya originates. And the first Guru, Adi Guru, is Lord Shiva in the form of Dakshinamurti. For Sri Vidya, origin is Lord Shiva. In Sri Vidya, Shiva is the consciousness, Shakti is the power. Without Shiva, there is no awareness. Without Shakti, there is no creation. So every mantra, every yantra ultimately flows with this divine union of Shiva Shakti. Today, we can chant Lalita Sahasranamam. We are actually receiving that origination which has come from Shiva himself. Let us bow down to Dakshinamurti, the Adi Guru. Seek the blessing and pray to Dakshinamurti to guide us throughout our life to lead a dharmic path and a fulfilling life. Then the third Guru in Divyogha is Lord Hayagreva, the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Hayagreva, who preserved the Vedas, who preserved the divine knowledge. He is worshipped as the embodiment of divine knowledge. When sage Agastya sought to understand the glory of Mata Lalita Mahan Tripura Sundari, it was Hayagreva who revealed through Lalitopakhyanam. The Lalita Sahasranamam was revealed, and that secret, and that became the profound secrets of Sri Vidya. Because Hayagreva thought Lalita Sahasranamam, revealed Lalita Sahasranamam to Agastya, we are able to chant. So every time when we open to chant Lalita Sahasranamam, silently offer your namaskarams to Lord Hayagreva. Now these are the Divyogas. Now let us move on to the Siddhauga, the Siddha Purushas. The wisdom that originated from the divine now flows through the realized souls, realized rishis, the great rishis and siddhas who experienced this truth directly from the divine. They did not merely study Sri Vidya, they lived it through their tapas, through their penance. The inner, the dimensions of Sri Vidya continued to flourish and continuing to flourish till today. And it is because of these Siddha Purushas. And in that, the first Siddha Purusha that I want to walk you through is Lord Dattatreya. Dattatreya is regarded as the Avadhuta Guru. He saw the entire universe as his teacher and accepted 24 gurus from the nature, right from the earth, right from the clouds, right from the wind, right from the fire. Everything in nature, including a pigeon, is he treated as guru. Through Dattatreya, the inner dimensions of Sri Vidya continue to flourish. Let us offer our namaskarams to Lord Dattatreya. Then the next rishi is sage Agastya. Agastya represents the ideal disciple. Because of his humility and eligibility, Lord Hayagreva revealed to him the supreme secret of Sri Vidya, including Lalita Sahasranamam, Lalita Trishati. The next guru is Markandeya, sage Markandeya, who preserved the glory of Ambal. Markandeya revealed the glory of Ambal through Devi Mahatmyam, through Markandeya Purana. which also is known as Durga Saptashati or Chandi Patana, Chandi Pat. Millions of devotees are continuing to worship Ambal in the form of Durga Lakshmi Saraswati or Mahakali, Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati. Markandeya Maharishi reminds us that Ambal is a compassionate force that destroys the fear, that removes obstacles and restores dharma. So whenever dharma is declining, Ambal is there. Markandeya Maharishi's contribution has enabled us as Shakti Upasakas, where Ambal has become accessible. So let us offer our namaskarams to Markandeya Maharishi. Then the next Siddhauga is Sage Parashurama. Sage Parashurama received the Sri Vidya teachings and composed Parashurama Kalpa Sutra, one of the foundational texts of Sri Vidya tradition. Because of Parashurama, the spiritual experiences were transformed into a organized path that could be practiced by us, future generation. So let us offer our namaskarams to Sage Parashurama. Then the next sage is Durvasa Mahamuni. Most people know Durvasa Maharishi, who is known for his fiery temperament. But Durvasa Maharishi is the greatest masters of Sri Vidya Sampradaya. Behind the intense, aggression of the sage, he had unwavering devotion and profound realization of Mata Lalitambika. The Sri Vidya tradition reveres Durvasa Maharishi as one of the foremost guru because he preserved and transmitted the subtle methods of mantra, yantra, puja vidana and spiritual practice. His contribution is continuous, which is living even today. The beautiful example is the Kanchi Kamakshi Amman temple in Kanchipuram, where the daily worship is following the principles at the foundation laid by Durvasa Maharishi, which through the text Saubhagya Chintamani, this text which lays the principles, the procedures of Sri Vidya worship, including the rituals, protocols to follow, modes of pujas that to be done, traditions that need to be followed, the primary installations, the sthapana system, worship of Sri Chakra has been given, which is followed even today in Kanchipuram temple. Think about that for a moment. Thousands of years have passed, yet every day this one of the most sacred Shakti temple, the worship of Kamakshi, continues according to the tradition that has been preserved and given by Sage Durvasa. That is the true greatness of Guru. A Guru's physical form may no longer be with us, but the lineage, the worship, the wisdom is continuing to illuminate generations of sadhakas. Let us offer our namaskarams to Durvasa Mahamuni. So that is Siddhauga. Now let us move on to the Manavauga. Manavauga is the human lineage. Finally, the divine wisdom enters the human world through the Achat, the realized sages. So these gurus ensured that the Sri Vidya tradition did not remain hidden, but can become accessible to all the sincere sadhakas. Through them, the tradition is continuing unbroken till today. And in that, the first and foremost is Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya. Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya established the Advaita Vedanta, also composed a powerful Saundarya Lahari. Even though Bhagavad-pada wants to do the Bhashyam for Lalita Sahasranamam, he tried twice, and whenever he asked his Shishyas to go and bring the script of Lalita Sahasranamam so that he can do the Bhashyam, the Shishya used to always bring Vishnu Sahasranamam. And it happened twice, thrice. And Bhagavad-pada asked the Shishya, why are you bringing Vishnu Sahasranamam? I'm asking for Lalita Sahasranamam. So he said, whenever I go to bring the script, the manuscript, a small girl gives Vishnu Sahasranamam to be given to you. That's why I gave this. Then Bhagavad-pada realized that he has to compose. That is the order of Ambal. And because this has to be, the Bhashyam is going to be given by someone else in the Manavauga, which I'll be telling in some time now. And Bhagavad-pada Adi Shankaracharya has composed in various stotrams on Ambal, apart from Saundara Lahari, like Meenakshi Pancharatnam, Devi Bhujangam, Mantra Matrika Pushpamalastavam, Devi Aparada Kshamapana Stotram, Meenakshi Pancharatnam, Meenakshi Stotram, then Kamakshi Stotram, Annapurnashtakam, Lalita Pancharatnam, then Kanakadhara Stotram, Bhavani Bhujanga Stotram, then Navaratna Malika, then Devi Chatushashti Upachara Stotram, Puja Stotram, Matruka Panchakam, Meenakshi Pancharatnam. Likewise, various stotram have been composed by Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya, which we are using, chanting till date. And not only that, Bhagavad Pada Adi Shankaracharya established Sri Chakram in prominent temples across India to preserve our Vedic tradition, to preserve our Sanatana Dharma. Bhagavad Pada is the one who revitalized Sanatana Dharma and ensured that the Sri Vidya remained firmly rooted within the Vedic tradition. So that is Jagadguru Adi Shankaracharya. Then moving on to the next Manavoga is Bhaskara Raya Makhin. Bhaskara Raya stands as one of the greatest scholars of Sri Vidya. His works like Saubhagya Bhaskara, which is the authoritative commentary on Lalita Sahasranamam. I told you, right? Bhagavad Pada also wrote the Bhashyam, which is a commentary of Lalita Sahasranamam, but Ambal guided him to do Vishnu Sahasranamam because Bhaskara Raya is going to come to do the commentary for Lalita Sahasranamam. So that is what Ambal's order is. And then there is Varivasya Rahasya. Bhaskara Raya revealed the depth of Sri Vidya. And I would say Bhaskara Raya revitalized Sri Vidya tradition. He harmonized the Vedic and the Tantric paths. And the Varivasya Rahasya gives us the method of the steps to perform, the mantras to chant. And he is the greatest masters of Sri Vidya tradition, Sri Vidya Parampara. Actually, he is regarded as incarnation of Ambal herself. Actually, through Bhaskara Raya's work only, the Sri Vidya tradition, worshipping of Mata Lalitambika became more powerful. Like Bhagavad Pada Adi Shankaracharya, Bhaskara Raya embarked on travel throughout the Bharata Desha just to establish Sri Vidya, the Shakti, establishing the worship of Shakti in the right form. And not only that, he ensured the Vedic Agamas are followed to worship Mata Lalitambika. Even today, you can visit a place called Tiruvadai Marudur in Tamil Nadu, where there is a Sri Chakra has been established. His Jiva Samadhi is there in Bhaskara Rayapuram, a village named after him, which you can visit and seek the blessing. Offer your gratitude to Bhaskara Raya for preserving this Guru Parampara. So these are the Divyoga, Siddhoga and Manavoga through which this divine knowledge is still flowing and flourishing throughout our nation. And now it is becoming more and more strong that Shakti Upasana is coming up again. So this is the greatness of Sri Vidya Guru Parampara. It is not just successions of teachers, but it is a sacred flow of grace where Ambal revealed it, Siddhas realized and preserved, and Gurus are transmitting it to us. Because of this current, the Augha, that has never been broken. Today we are able to chant Lalita Sahasranamam, worship Sri Chakra, follow the path of Sri Vidya. It's because of all these Gurus and the divine Guru Parampara. On this Guru Purnima, let us bow down to all these Gurus who have given us this powerful path, offering our gratitude to the Divyoga, Siddhoga and Manavoga. Vande Guru Parampara. Now I'm going to walk you through how you can do a simple Guru Puja to your Guru. Now, Guru, it can be your Kula Guru, which means like Kanchi Kamakoti Matham. So that becomes your Kula Guru, or Sringeri, that can become your Kula Guru. So whoever is your Kula Guru, you can offer this puja to your Kula Guru. And if you have been initiated into Sri Vidya, I'm sure you know how to do the Guru Paduka Puja and you do the Paduka Puja. This is for others who don't know the Guru. You can consider Mata Lalitambika and Shiva themselves as your Guru and start your journey today by accepting them as Guru and do the Guru Purnima Puja to the Paduka. I'll just walk you through to do a simple Guru Paduka Puja. Now, you can take a Paduka of Guru, if you have. Otherwise, you can have the photo. If you have the photos of the Guru, you can have the photos of the Guru. Light the lamp in front of the photo or the Guru Padaka. Apply Chandanam and Kumkumam to the Padaka or the photo. Then offer a flower garland to the photos. And then recite Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Then chant this shloka and offer flower. Ananta Samsara Samudra Tara, Naukaitabhyam Guru Bhakti Dabhyam, Vairagya Samrajyata Pujanabhyam, Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam. Then close your eyes and offer your namaskaram and seek their blessing and request them to show the path to do more puja, to chant more mantras, and offer your namaskaram, offer your gratitude for showing you the path till now. And also offer a prayer that you always remain worthy of this Guru Parampara and protect our dharma, preserve this wisdom, become the humble instrument of Guru Parampara. And if you want to go deeper into Shakti path, then you can enroll into Shakti Upasana, where you will be learning to chant, understand the pronunciation, understand the grammar, and understand the deeper meaning, and learn to chant Lalita Sahasranam, Lalita Sahasranamavali, the selected verses of Saundara Lahari, Durga Saptashloki, Devi Durga Ashtotaram, and Lakshmi Ashtotaram, Lakshmi Ashtakam, likewise many stotrams of Ambal. Learn to chant and seek Ambal's anugram into your life. I have given the link below. You can enroll and start your Shakti Upasana journey today. If you have any questions, do let me know. I'll be happy to help you. Guru Kataksham Ambal Anugram Paripurnam. Shri Matre Namaha.